Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you? I hope all is well. I just wanted to come on and share with you another one of those silly sayings that I have that make a whole lot of sense. A silly saying that makes a whole lot of sense. The one that I want to share with you today is one that came to me as I have been watching the news and watching American people in line, in miles and miles and miles of lines waiting for food. We've come up with a cutesy little name for it. We call it food insecurity. Well, the bottom line is people can't feed their families. There's a lot going on, and the pandemic, the loss of jobs, the whole nine yards. You know about all that, so I won't go over that. But people are unable to feed themselves and feed their families. And I thought about something that my uncle said years ago. I don't remember the context. I just remember him saying it. So I wanted to share it with you as one of the ways, just one of the ways, to deal with or respond to food insecurity or not having enough to eat. Now, I grew up in a day and time where people ate wholesome meals. Your mother cooked. We ate a full course meal every day. But that meal might have been a bowl of beans and a piece of fatback meat and a biscuit. The Sunday meal was fried chicken, collard greens or green beans, and potato salad. We had very simple meals, but we had we had a full stomach. We were not food insecure. And at that point in time, my family household only depended on my father's income, and he was a bricklayer, so he had a very humble income compared to what we make today. So anyway, growing up, I never saw a hungry day, but my uncle did. And he talked with me about how it is back during the Great Depression. He was a young boy, and his mother had to try to feed them. And what she would do is she would go out into the backyard and she would get rocks. And she would boil the rocks to get the minerals out of them. So she made something that she called rock soup. So she would boil the rocks to get minerals out of them. She would add a little salt. She would go out and pick wild onions or anything else she could find. And that was their meal, rock soup. So my uncle knew what it was to be hungry. And he said one day, you deal with not having enough food like this. You eat a meal, skip a meal, and eat oatmeal. And we laughed. Eat a meal, skip a meal, and eat oatmeal. And I never forgot that because you see, I as long as I lived in my father's household, I never saw a hungry day. And I'm fortunate to say that as long as I have lived and taken care of myself, I've never seen a hungry day. But for those of you out there who are experiencing food insecurity or may know someone who's experiencing food insecurity, share that silly saying with them, because you know what? Sometimes you just gotta laugh. No matter how bad your circumstances are, you just have to laugh. So that's my silly saying for today. Eat a meal, skip a meal, and eat oatmeal. All right, blessings and peace to you until we meet again. And as I always do, I encourage you to learn from these silly sayings, embrace them, make them your own, and share them. God bless you, and I'll